Missy K, the book fix here. Today my review is of In a Fix by Linda Grimes. I was in a real urban fantasy mood and I picked this up. It sounded like a lot of fun, if not deep at all. It's about a woman who has an ability, it's a genetic ability that some people have, to take on the aura of any person that they come into close contact with. And I guess I don't quite understand the mythology of it because it's never explained very well. It's the aura of someone. So you'd think it would just be the outside and they would still feel like themselves, because she's very insistent that they are not shapeshifters, because that is scientifically ridiculous, which it is. But instead of just being, the outside appearance, they actually feel what the person would feel like. They have emotional or physical reactions that person might have. Maybe not emotional, but they have the physical reactions that person might have. And so I don't really understand what she means, and I was a little bit annoyed by that. I mean, if she had just said from the beginning, it's magic, I would have accepted that. But because she was like, oh, that's scientifically ridiculous, it's the aura, and then she didn't explain it very well, then I was annoyed. Does that make sense? That's how I feel about things. If you're going to have it make sense, then have it make sense. And if you're going to have it be completely magic and wave your hands, that's fine, but explain it that way. So anyway, she runs, the Ciel is her name. She runs an agency where she basically stands in for very wealthy people who don't want to deal with a certain thing. So she helps them ace the job interview. She pushes a guy to the point of a proposal. And actually, that's where we join her at the beginning of this book, is she is standing in for a woman, pushing her boyfriend into the place of a proposal. And then the boyfriend gets kidnapped, and then her honorary cousin and this guy that she always has had a crush on, who is in the CIA, because the CIA knows about these guys, obviously. So this guy that she's always had a crush on from the time she was really young is also involved, because they get involved in the kidnapping thing. Anyway, I thought that this book suffered from at least one of the problems that is a very, very, well, several of the problems that are very common in some of the not so great urban fantasy. One of them is it's a female main character and everyone around her is a guy. Not that that can't happen sometimes in real life, but it's just always, it's kind of a romance novel thing. I think that happens a lot too with the romance novels, is like, oh yeah, it's a strong female lead, but she's the exception. All the other females are either absent or wimpy or bitchy or whatever. She's the exception. She's the only good female in the story. And everyone else is this big, huge testosterone freak of a man, which, by the way, not something that I love. But I know that some women do, whatever. But yeah, that's actually the thing, is like, oh, she's, the petite, dainty girl that all of the big testosterone-y men want to protect, and I don't know, that just super annoys me. And the second thing is that pretty much all of the guys want to sleep with her except for her brother, which is good. But yeah, the honorary cousin, the guy that she has had a crush on for a long time, and even one of the villains. Which brings me to the fact that the villains are not scary at all. She tries really hard to make them scary, but for some reason they just are not convincing. They're kind of, I don't know, maybe it's because she keeps describing them as Vikings. Anyway, they're not scary. It was entertaining enough, but I didn't love it, and I probably won't read the next one because I don't like the characters that much. And honestly, if she was going to choose one of the guys, it should have been Mark. So, not really recommended, but if you want just a kind of a mindless romp, whatever, here you go. In a Fix by Linda Grimes.